First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Dzogchen. Homage to the 16 Karma King Karmapa. And homage to Master Dukden Dorje. Homage to the 3 jewels of the altar. Homage to Buddha Lucana. Sumu, all Dharma Masters, Tanchen Katso Rinpoche, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, temple directors, and disciples present here and over the internet, and our participating VIPs from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Taiwan, Secretary General Liao's wife, Dharma Sister Judy, Accountant to True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa and her husband Larry, from CTI TV Taiwan, producers for the Geni Gensang Shinteng, Dharma Sister Rebecca Shiachi, Dr. Lin Su-hua, Dr. Gao Huan-xian, from Taiwan, the Sunny Line Dancers, Miss Tsai Mei-yue, Miss Liang Yu-lin, Dharma Sister Jie Hui-lin, and Dharma Sister Lin Yi-xian. And from Hong Kong, Dharma Sister Su Guoyin. And the former head of director of the Overseas Credit Warranty Fund's wife, Miss Vivian Shit, and Dr. Mei Huang, and successful entrepreneur from Hong Kong, Datuk Kenneth Loy and family. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? In Taiwanese. In Cantonese, Taiwan. Next Sunday is the Sea Fair in Seattle. We will go to Chinatown, the True Buddha Seattle chapter, to consecrate the altar there. And we would also attend the Sea Fair celebration. And then the following Sunday, July 19th, would be the wealth attracting goddess Homa fire offering ceremony. If you don't want any money, then you don't need to become primary supplicants. If you think that, oh, I don't need any money, I just want to cultivate spiritually, then you don't need to become the primary supplicants. But if you want money, if you still need money, then you may want to become the primary supplicants. Today we had the Homa of Buddha Lokana. Anyone else has any announcement for me to make? Simu? Oh, Saturday. We'll keep it secret for now. So today we had the Homa of Buddha Lokana, and her origin is great. She is lineage guru or patriarch, not actually, it's matriarch because it's a female Buddha, Buddha Lokana. The mantra. The mantra for this deity. And her body is white with 3 eyes, 2 arms, wearing a crown, wearing earrings, and also wearing all kinds of ornaments and celestial garments, and seated on a lotus in a half lotus position. And this is the mudra that they form. This is the wisdom authority mudra. So that mudra, but Buddha Lokana's mudra is different. You first form the Vajra mudra, and then the index fingers are touching the tip of the thumbs, forming a circle, like 2 circles, like 2 eyes. And at the back is the Vajra claps, 3 sets of fingers crossing, and then the other 2 sets of fingers forming the eyes. That's the mudra for Buddha Lokana. And as you can see, her look, this one is forming the wisdom authority mudra. As I said before, it's the all-knowing Buddha Mother or female Buddha. Of all the Buddha's name, there's one that's called the omniscience, so all-knowing, you know everything. So the same with the Buddha, that all-knowing is one of the epithet of Buddha, which means he or she knows about everything. So Buddha Lokana is the equal body of Vairocana. So Buddha Lokana means has the same body as Vairocana. In the tantric Vajra, the womb mandala, there are 2 quarters. One is called the all-knowing quarter, and the other one is Sakya quarter. And in this all-knowing quarter, there is Buddha Lokana, and also inside the Sakya quarter, there's also Buddha Lokana. So Buddha Lokana occupies 2 quarters of the mandala. She has lots of epithets: Buddha Eye, the Venerable Buddha Eye, the Venerable Buddha Mother, Buddha Mother Body, the Mother of the Buddha Eye Division, Buddha Eye Consort, the Sky Eye Consort, the Akasagarbha Eye Consort, and then all Tathagata's eyes, great Vajra, auspicious Buddha Mother. So the quarter is all-knowing or omniscient quarter, which means you know of everything. And Buddha Lokana, it has the same position as the Buddha, same level as the Buddha. So Mahadabha lotus ponds were manifested from her two eyes. So when our lineage is Vairocana Buddha, and then Buddha Lokana, and then Amitabha Buddha, and then Padma Kumara. So in the Dharma realm of the universe, the lineage is Vairocana, Buddha Lokana, Padma Kumara. So the equal body of Vairocanas, Buddha Lokana's two eyes transformed into Mahadabha lotus ponds, which manifested Padma Kumara. That's the lineage. It is the manifestations of all the. So Buddha Lokana is a transformation of Vairocana. It's the same as of the five Dhyani Buddhas, because the five Dhyani Buddhas each have different wisdoms, each wisdoms. The Dharma realm, nature, wisdom, except that one, the first wisdom, the other five Dhyani Buddhas have the other four wisdoms. And one of the most important one is the great Son Tathagata, which is Vairocana. And Buddha Lokana was manifested from Vairocana. So that's the meaning of the equal body. So the five Dhyani Buddhas is the, and Buddha Lokana is the Dhammakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya. I missed that part. And the mudra formed by Vairocana is this wisdom authority mudra. In a single form, it's like this. Vajra claps and the index and the thumb forming the eye. That's her mudra. This is a great Buddha Mother. If you became primary supplicants today, then you would receive the authentic lineage, the most accurate, appropriate lineage. And those who registered for the ceremony was also like the first and foremost authentic, or the second authentic, or the third authentic, or if you go into a deviant path, then there would be a deviant lineage. Or left, if you go left, then there would be left lineage, or right lineage. And if you're in the middle, that would be the correct or the proper lineage. In Taoism too, there's also the Zheng Yi Fa Pai, the proper and upright Dharma lineage of the Taoists. Now we will continue to recite on the Great Perfection Dharma. So, the fruition of practicing Trekcho is all words die and all thoughts stop. Everything is lucid. In one's daily activities, one is in the conceivable state. The inconceivable state is intrinsically this way, appears naturally upon the eradication of ignorance. So talking about all words die and all thoughts stop. So words cease, thoughts no more. So the fruition of Che practice is that all words die and all thoughts stop. So when people ask Sakyamuni Buddha, he said it is unspeakable, which means you don't say anything, which means it's nothing. So at the end, Sakyamuni Buddha said, I didn't teach or didn't speak on the Buddha Dharma. So if anyone said that I have given Dharma talks, then that is a slander, that is a deviant path. So the true Dharma that Sakyamuni Buddha taught was unspeakable, cannot be spoken. So all words cease, all thoughts stop, which means don't talk about it and don't think about it, because there's no use thinking about it, so don't think about it. So it's that kind of realm. Everything, but at the same time, everything is very lucid, very clear. So this is the omniscient, the correct, all-knowing. Everything is clear. In one's daily activities, one is in the inconceivable state. You can see the inconceivable state. And this inconceivable state is intrinsically this way. As soon as you eradicate the ignorance of sentient beings, everything will appear naturally. That's what this excerpt is about. How do we explain that all words die and all thoughts stop? Last time I mentioned nothing exists. Like on Earth, there are no human beings. On the moon, there are no human beings. Last time I mentioned this. There are no people on the moon, and there is no moon inside the mooncake, and there is no sun inside the sun cake, and there is no wife inside the wife cake. But there are people on Earth. Why do you say they aren't? So there's this analogy. I wrote a book that's called The Moon on the Water. It's a collection of poems. So these three words, moon on water, that represents the earth. When the moon is round, when the moon And on the ocean, you would see the reflection of the moon on the ocean. So there is a moon in the ocean, and then you would say yes. So is there a moon in the rivers and streams? Yes. So when the moonlight is reflected on the lake, there is a moon on the lake, right? So I asked you, is there? You said yes, because there is a moon on the lake. But you also know that that is the reflection of the moonlight on the lake. That's why there is a moon on the lake. So you can see it with your eyes. But if you jump into the water to try to get the moon, you cannot. And you can also see there is a moon on the ocean, but if you jump into the ocean, it's not there. There was this joke. A poet wrote a poem, and he loves the ocean. So he recited the poem by the ocean and said, "Oh, Mother Ocean, the great ocean, you're my mother." That is correct, because where do people come from? If there's water, there would be animals. So he recited, "Oh, great ocean, you're my mother." And there's this huge wave that slapped on the poet. And the poet could not stand stably, so he said, "Oh, it turned out that you're my stepmother." If you are truly enlightened, you would recognize that the human world is just an illusion. What you see is real, but actually they're all illusory. All the people, the animals, the houses, the cars, the cities, the mountains, everything on the great earth are illusions. Though that is in the eyes of the Tathagata and also in the eyes of the enlightened ones. So I say it very clearly here. So Sakyamuni Buddha said that he never gave any Buddha Dharma teaching, even when he taught Buddha Dharma, because there is no human world. Because if the human world does exist, then he would have said that he has given Dharma teaching. But because the world is an illusion, that's why he said that he never given any Dharma teaching. So I followed Sakyamuni Buddha, that Sangyen Lu has also never given Dharma teaching. Sangyen Lu has also never written any books, including this Great Perfection Dharma of Tantrayana. I wrote it, and yet I also didn't write it. And I've said this before, after I wrote 100 books, I would collect them all and burn them. So I would burn all the 100 books, and then I would take off all my clothes. At midnight, would run around Seattle Lizang Temple 3 times. So what does this mean? Means all words die and all thoughts stop. So this book does not exist. My Dharma talks also do not exist. Only then, this is enlightenment. If nothing exists, what Buddha Dharma will you talk about? If you have no thoughts, what books would you want to read? No need. This is a very high realm. But in this, a great function would appear because you treat everything as illusory, as false. So amidst this false, you can attain the truth. So by borrowing on this false, you can attain the real truth. And you can attain Buddhahood, you can generate bodhicitta, because you're for sentient beings and not for yourself. So you generate bodhicitta, because even you yourself do not exist. Everything is for sentient beings. Even sentient beings are also illusory. But you need to know that you can use this false body to practice the real Buddha. This is called the great function. Most people would know of this joke. The poem of Li Bai. The moonlight in front of my bed, and I thought there's frost on the ground. Looking up, I look at the moon, and looking down, I long for my hometown. Everybody knows of this poem. And the teacher asked Xiaoming, can you explain this poem? And Xiaoming said, there is a girl called Moonlight standing in front of Li Bai's bed, and she is completely naked. Naked in Chinese is light, and her skin is as white as frost. So if you have such a fair skin, that's really important. It would cover all the other ugliness. Grandmaster's face is rather tan because in front of my bed there's sunlight. On my bed, I could see my sunrise. I could see sunrise, and the sun would be shining on me. For like if I sleep until 7, then I would be in the sunlight for 2 hours. So Lian Man put a screen between the sun and the bed. Lian Man with Lian Jie and Lian Chuan. They place a screen that has a Monet's painting on it. Now I also have moonlight in front of my bed. And her skin is as white as the frost on the ground. And Li Bai looked up to look at this moonlight lady, and looking down, he's thinking of his faraway wife. So this shows the contradiction in Li Bai's heart about having a mistress. And then the teacher said, okay, now I have to punish you to stand against the wall. So you can explain anything anyway. If you explain it properly, then it would be proper. If you explain it improperly, it would be improper. But what kind of things cannot be explained? That would be when all words die and all thoughts stop. It's impossible to explain. You don't say anything. A lot of people say when Grandmaster's articles, there are lots of people that would criticize or slander whatever written in the books or whatever the Dharma talks, or when Grandmaster sings love songs, that would also be slandered. Give people chances to slander. Okay, if I don't sing, I don't write, I don't talk, how can you slander me? That would be hard. But if you want to slander someone, even walking, someone's walking could be slandered. Look at this Buddha, this living Buddha is walking with a crooked leg, like a letter O. And look at this Buddha wearing the Buddha crown, but slanted. So if someone wants to slander or criticize you, they can make anything, and they would be able to say it the wrong way. But if all words die and all thoughts stop, then it's impossible to be slandered. That's why the ultimate truth cannot be slandered. Only the ultimate truth of when all words die and all thoughts stop cannot be slandered. Otherwise, it's so easy to make something up to slander someone. In the past, Grandmaster also likes to write articles with the laugh humors or anything. When I read other articles, I can criticize it too anytime. When I was young, I often slander or criticize other people in my articles. I would criticize this and that. And I would pinpoint like a statement or take a piece of whatever they say, and then I would criticize them. But if you don't speak, who can talk about you? So the ultimate truth cannot be slandered. Ayong asked the Zen master, Great Master, my career, my life, my love life, all fail. What should I do? The Zen master took him to see the plum blossoms, and Ayung got an insight. So you want me to endure? And the Zen master replied that this is a play of words of Chinese, like in front of the plum blossom also mean like no money. So with no money, can you get anything without money? No. So taking him, and he thought a lot about it, but actually it's like no money. With no money, of course, you would not succeed in your work or in your life, or moreover in your love life. There was this joke. There was a young man who went to the gym wanting to train his muscle. And the trainer told him, why do you want to train? What do you want to do to train my muscles so that the girls would admire me and want to be friends with me? Then I would have girlfriends. And the trainer said, we don't have such equipment here to make you get girlfriends, but there's one outside that could get you girlfriends really easily. And it's an ATM machine. It's the same kind of joke. With no money, what can you do? So 2 Sundays later, be primary supplicants. If you're not a primary supplicant, don't come ask for spiritual consultation, because without money, what can you do? So that's why July 19, 2 weeks later, you want to become primary supplicant, because this wealth-attracting goddess is like the ATM machine. So it can be explained. What you want, you would get. I made a phone call to a broadcast station. Today is my wife's birthday. I want to have a song played for her. And MC asked, what song would you like to be played? She has good figure, good temperament, smart, and very reasonable, the most beautiful woman on earth. And I'm so lucky to be able to marry her. So what song would you want to play? And the man replied, how do you pronounce it? The singer, Lin Yu-jia. 林宥嘉，我要点林宥嘉的说法。Lies. 说法。The title of the song is Lies. 讲假的。今天呢，释迦牟尼佛讲的佛法。So the Buddha Dharma that was spoken by Sakyamuni Buddha, I couldn't say that they are false. But I can say the Buddha Dharma that I talk about is the false Dharma, not the real Dharma. Because they're all just skillful means for convenience. So that's why they're all false Dharma. Using visualization, mudra, and mantra, they're just conveniences to get close to the true and the real Dharma. So all the Dharma that we talk about these days are all the fake or the false Dharma. And the true Dharma is when all words die and all thoughts stop. All the Buddha Dharma that we talk about is false. So this picture here, is this the real Buddha Lokana? Of course it's the fake one. Because it is paper, and it is colored, and it is created by people's mind. Did you really see Buddha Lokana? Even if you see Buddha Lokana, that's also an illusion. So this is not real. So is the money you use the real money? Of course they are also fake. They are just papers. They're printed by the printing company. One day, I cannot say if America has gone bust. I cannot say that. But if the country is gone, if America one day is gone, is there use for the US dollars? Of course, they're fake. They're papers. There are a lot of countries in the world that appeared and disappeared. And the money that they used at that time, is it still usable now? If they didn't use gold or silver, they used like a paper bill. Like in mainland China, they had a paper bill, like a paper check that was written by banks in mainland China before. Are they still usable? No. They're just piece of papers. They're all false. Everything is false. Buddha Dharma is too. Buddha statues, Buddha looks, and the mudras and the mantras, they're all false. So that those are only means to get to be close to them, to become them. So by forming the mudra, you become them. And then by chanting the mantra, or you're mindful of them, visualizing them, you get close to them. And to be connected to them, to be in unity with them, that's most important. That's yogic response. Once you're linked or connected, then it will be easier to do anything. And when you reach the state where all words die and all thoughts stop, then that's the enlightenment and Buddhahood. So at that time, all the false become real, become true. When everything is satisfied, then become true. Actually, everything is false. If someone slandered Seng Yen Lu, it's just a name. It's not me. But aren't you Seng Yen Lu? Otherwise, who would be Seng Yen Lu? But there are many kinds of Seng Yen Lu. There was the little Seng Yen Lu without pants, was just born. A picture, a 1-year-old picture that was taken naked. That's not me. That's the past. We were poor when I was young, so I had a picture taken in elementary school, one picture in junior high, one picture taken at college. I don't have many pictures. And then later on, when I became the guru of Buddhism, all the disciples took pictures of me, so I have lots of pictures. So now you point to a picture of me and say, this is Seng Yen Lu. No, that's a Seng Yen Lu inside the photo. That's fake. Even this eye is also fake. Which one would represent Seng Yen Lu? The one sitting here? Maybe when I'm 80, I would be really old, or I'm not here anymore. Which one would be Seng Yen Lu? So Seng Yen Lu is really fake, false. So there's no use to reprimand the false Seng Yen Lu. And the real Seng Yen Lu is when all words die and all thoughts stop, the one that had become a Buddha. Only that would be the real Seng Yen Lu. Now you can understand clearly. A doctor asks you, what kind of illnesses do you have? I answered, I have a gradual memory loss. And the doctor asked, what is that? What are your symptoms? And then I replied, when I see a beautiful lady, I would forget that I'm married already. Get out of here. I have this problem too, and I cannot cure my own illness. My illness is incurable. Huijin, Master Huijin, you have something to say? When I see a beautiful lady, I would forget that I'm married already. I really forget. But whenever I see Master Huijin, I would remember very clearly that I'm married already. Whenever I see Master Huijin, I would remember that I'm married. Now you know who you are, right? You're my big apple. When I see the little apple, I would forget that I'm married. But when I see the big apple, I would remember that I'm married long ago. A customer went to the market to buy fish and asked the boss, "How do you sell this?" And the boss said, $12 a pound. And then the customer said, "Oh, too expensive." And then the boss pointed to another fish. This fish just died. So this one is $8 a pound. And the customer asked, "And how did this fish die?" And the boss glared at him because nobody bought him, so he's upset to death. So you can say whatever you want. Any people would say whatever. You can say whatever you want. It's the same with Buddha Dharma. You can say. But the Buddha Dharma that we talk about are closer. They are skillful means to let you get close to the Buddha, to let you get linked to the Buddhas. So what is Buddha Dharma? This is not clear, right? Buddha Dharma is also false. It is just a convenient way, a skillful means. Chanting the Buddha, Namo Amitabha, is also false. So is Amitabha really called Amitabha? Even the name is false. It is teaching you when you're chanting the Amitabha, you visualize Amitabha and you focus on these 4 words. Amitabha. Why do you want to chant? So that it is imprinted on your mind, so that you concentrate only on Him. That when you close your eyes, Amitabha would appear in front of you. So that Amitabha is imprinted on your mind, and you're wholeheartedly on the Buddha, then you would get linked and connected to the Buddha. And this connection, this link is very important. So by chanting Amitabha Buddha, you get linked to the Amitabha Buddha. And when you're mindful of Amitabha Buddha, you recite Amitabha mantra, you form the Amitabha mudra, then you get connected to him using the convenient ways or skillful means. It's fine whether you recite the mantra or the name of the Amitabha. So reciting his mantra is fine too. So this is important. We all know that these are all convenient ways that chanting Amitabha, the Pure Land sect, is also a convenient way. Tantric practice is also convenient ways. And also the precept, the Li Zong or the Zen Buddhism, they are all skillful means. Any Dharma gate is just skillful means so that you can get connected or get linked to the deity. And once you reach that state, and when you look back, you know that they are all just skillful means, convenient ways. In Diamond Sutra, it was written that you need to forsake all the Buddha Dharma of the world. You need to forsake even the proper Dharma, moreover the improper Dharma. So once you reach that realm and you look back, you know that even the proper Dharma has to be forsaken. So like if you're riding on a boat to the Western paradise and you have got to the Buddha land, the shore, and what need is there for the boat so you can discard the boat? You don't want to take the boat to go back to the illusory world, to the fake world anymore, right? There's no need. So it's like when you're riding on a boat to get to the other shore, then you can discard the boat and you can stay in the Buddha land. That's the meaning. So once you have attainment, you would understand what it means to have all words die and all thoughts stop. You don't have to think anymore because you're Buddha at that time. I mean, you don't need to be mindful anymore. So there are two co-workers. A told B, I'm getting married. And the male B said, yeah, me too. So let's go to the boss and tell them. And then when they got to the boss office, the two of them sat together, we're getting married. One female and one male. And the boss asked, oh, there are two men. And the boss said, oh, are you together? Are you gay? I didn't know. Actually, they got married to different partners. So there are some differences and also some similarities. Buddha Dharma is like that too. There are differences and there are similarities, and there are similarities and there are differences. There are a lot of Buddha Dharma that's just convenient ways. When you reach the highest realm and you look back and you know all the paths that you have taken are all just convenient methods. And we can also say that they are actually all false. The Diamond Sutra, it was written very clearly. We call it the Diamond Sutra, but in India it was called the Langtuan Jing Lanka Sutra. So the Vajra or Diamond Prajna Paramita Sutra is also called the Diamond or Prajna Sutra. But in India, the translation is called the Leng Tuan Sutra, which means the cold cutting sutra. Anyone has read that sutra? So the diamond or the thunderbolt or the Vajra sutra is indestructible. It can cut off everything. So this Vajra scepter, it's a weapon in ancient India. It is indestructible and it can cut off everything. It can destroy everything. And it's called Leng Tuan. Leng Tuan, capable of breaking. The capable of breaking sutra. When you can break everything, then you can attain Buddhahood. So today we talk about all words die and all thoughts stop. If you truly reach that realm, there is no more Buddha Dharma. So that's why I told you, is there Buddha Dharma on the moon? No, because there are no people there. What need is there for Buddha Dharma? Is there good and bad on the moon? No. There are no human beings who would do good things or do bad things. So that's why there are no goodness or no badness on the moon. Like eating meat or eating vegetarian on the moon, there's no differences because there are no human beings. No good or no bad, no Buddha Dharma. If you can reach that realm, that would be called all words die and all thoughts stop. Once you reach that realm, you generate bodhicitta and you salvage the human beings who are amidst the illusion to awaken them. Then that would be the great function, the real great function. Om Mani Padme Hum.